no, it's not serious. Nothing terminal. It's just a touch of consumption.
Consumption?
Yeah.
That sounds like some made-up shit. I think you're lying.
Well, this is very upsetting.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Weapons, the movie. Is it all it's cracked up to be? I will be spoiling some of this movie, so if you care about that kind of thing, then I would say go watch it now or just maybe watch this a little bit later. It's up for all kinds of awards. Does it deserve all of this hype? Bring in Josh Brolin. I mean, he's Thanos, for Christ's sake.
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom.
Julia Garner is such a hot topic right now. If you put her in anything, it'll probably take off. Benedict Wong from the Marvel franchise. And you got Zach Cregger directing the film. He also directed Barbarian, you might remember that one. So today I'm going to go through a little bit of a summary of the story, kind of tell you the things that I find interesting about the film, things that I find make it stand out as one of the best horror movies of 2025. The lore is that it's based on a true story of these kids that for some reason go ape at 2:17 a.m. If you saw this on your Ring camera, you'd probably be pretty creeped out by it. I mean, it's a very eerie kind of scene. So the movie kind of opens up with Julia Garner being portrayed as this pariah. She's a new teacher at the elementary school, and everyone seems to think that she has something to do with the disappearance of these kids. So the beginning is very subdued, a lot of kind of level dialogue, not very much music or anything, just kind of building suspense. She eventually goes to a bar and meets up with her friend Paul, who's got a banging cop stash, which kind of demonstrates some of Justine's vulnerabilities, as well as the fact that Paul is apparently a recovering alcoholic. It's a back and forth kind of thing, will they, won't they, but yeah, they eventually end up hooking up. So she hooks up with Paul, the mustache cop. The wife finds out. All of these scenes kind of come together to give you an idea of Justine's perspective on what's going on right now. This whole idea of diving into the characters' different perspectives is kind of a theme in the movie to give you a picture of their whole world as it is in the story, which works extremely well in storytelling. If you've read any Stephen King, you'll know what I'm talking about. So from here, after Justine gets attacked in the liquor store, we move on to the character of Archer. Archer is crestfallen. His son Matthew disappeared at 2:17 on the night in question. But never fear, because Archer is an absolute dime piece. He's the Silver Fox. He's an absolute badass. I mean, it's goddamn Thanos, for Christ's sake. So our introduction to Archer is basically that he's f***ing up at the job sites. He's messing up plans. He's painting doors the wrong color. And why would this be? Oh, he's maybe a little bit distracted because his son just disappeared. So yeah, he's messing up at work a little bit. What his workmates don't know is that he's out for justice. He's trying to find out what happened. He wants to solve this thing. And his main person of interest is Julia Garner, aka Justine. He's in turmoil, but he's holding it together very well, trying to get to the bottom of what happened, holding out hope that he's going to be able to find his son. This part of the movie, Archer's perspective on things, is very well acted by Josh Brolin. It's the Josh Brolin that we know and respect. You really feel his loss and confusion and his intense desire to figure this thing out. So Archer decides to use his skills as a contractor to kind of triangulate where these kids did their ballistic ape shit run to. After sleuthing and staking out the neighborhood and asking around, why is it that in every Hollywood stakeout scene, they're always eating some disgusting burger, and they've always got the huge soft drink that they're holding from the top, you know? Archer finally runs into Justine at a gas station. They start to yell at each other, and starts to hit the fan when, and over the hill in the distance, you see a man running toward them. This man is running toward them, Naruto style, with his eyes bulging from his head. So he comes blasting toward them, eyes red, face swollen, and he starts attacking Justine. So this turns out to be our first look at the antagonists of the film, which is kind of a possessed rage zombie type situation. This kind of sets the stage for the quick, violent turns that this movie will make. So this scene at the gas station with Justine getting attacked by Marcus, this is the last scene of Archer's segment. Now we move on to Paul, the mustache cop. So Paul's doing his daily patrol, just doing his thing, and he sees a guy trying to break into a building. He gives a warning order, and the dude just books it. So Austin Abrams plays James, who is this unhoused-looking, drug-addict kid, who in my opinion brings a little bit of comic relief to this otherwise super intense movie. He ends up laying James out with one punch. So this is not a very good thing for Paul. He realizes that he's being filmed by his dash cam. He's thinking of all the things that could happen to him as repercussions for what he's just done. It's about this point in the movie where Paul gets a text from Justine wanting to hang out. And this basically ties us into the first scene of the movie in the bar with Paul and Justine. And later on, Paul gets back to the police station and he sees no other than James approaching the building. And here we go again, another chase. And this scene kind of wraps up Paul's perspective on the movie. From here, we cut to our buddy James's perspective. And where do we find James but smoking drugs in the woods? Like I said earlier, James brings a little comic relief to the movie. He's got the agitated mannerisms, the frenetic speech. He plays a really good junkie. He sells it very well. And at this point, we get to see the chase scene from James's point of view. And as luck would have it, later on that night, he decides to break into a house. Just so happens to be Alex's house. Alex is the only kid in the classroom that didn't disappear on the night in question. So he's sneaking around Alex's house. He sees that Alex's parents are just for some reason. He's basically sneaking around the house trying to find things to steal, and he gets down to the basement where he finds all these kids just standing there in the dark. And on the way back to his tent in the woods, he sees Gladys in the distance waving to him. So naturally, he just runs to his tent and zips it up as if that would do anything. He's feeling around in the tent for something that he can use as a weapon, I suppose. Ends up coming up with 3 syringes. Before the zipper's all the way open, he stabs away. And when you know it, it's Paul getting stabbed in the face with 3 syringes. So Paul drives James in the back of the police car to the front of Alex's house. They park. Paul goes in. It's daylight. The scene cuts. It's now dark outside. And James is still in the car, kind of freaking out at this point. The door finally opens. A dark figure comes rushing toward the car, toward James. And this is where James's perspective on the movie ends. And now we switch over to Marcus's perspective on the events so far. I'd say this scene with Marcus and Gladys is one of the most memorable of the movie. She's led in by Marcus's assistant, immediately just so unsettling, so otherworldly, so out of place. Like, what is the hair all about? I'd say this presentation of Gladys is also key as well, just because of the costume design. The blue and red, the pallor of her skin, the weird bangs, the red hair, it all draws you in so much to this super unsettling being. Even though we could see her as just like a normal old woman at the DMV, there's just something so unsettling and otherworldly about her. But yeah, this costume design is some stellar shit. So Marcus has his meeting with Gladys. It turns out being very ominous. It leaves with a very dark tone. Later on, Gladys ends up coming to Marcus's house. So this ends up being another one of those scenes with a quick violent turn. Kind of shows her powers in the movie, where she's able to rage possess people. And in one of the most unforgettable scenes in the movie, Marcus headbutts his partner to death. It's at this point that you kind of really see the intensity of the movie. If it had been slow up to this point, it's really taking off. It's really catching its stride. It's hitting all those horror movie tropes that you want it to hit. So outside the gas station, Archer is able to somehow subdue Marcus even in his enraged state. But Marcus gets away. And in one of the coolest scenes in the movie, Josh Brolin spears the shit out of Marcus directly into a beer cooler. I'd say when you get down to it, the thing that makes this movie stand out is the exceptional acting and an extremely original protagonist. The character of Gladys is just so unforgettable in so many ways. I'd say even without her aesthetic, Gladys's character would still read evil and otherworldly. But when you combine the incredible acting with the costume design and just her whole look and feel, that's what makes this movie stand out and makes it unforgettable. I mean, if you rewatch the movie, Gladys doesn't appear very much in it, but she's what you remember, and that's what makes these horror movies great. You don't have to show the evil character very often, and the less that you have to show them, the more impact that they have. Although the scenes with poor Alex having to feed his parents chicken noodle soup, that was pretty intense. I think chicken noodle soup was like the perfect decision for that. I just want to imagine that it's like cold chicken noodle soup, which is kind of even more disgusting. If it were just for the rage-possessed zombie-type characters in this movie, I think that it would still be good, but the character of Gladys, her general aura of evil, her otherworldly, unsettling presence, Amy Madigan as Gladys definitely elevated this movie to a new level. It's a type of strong female lead. It kind of reminds me of like Toni Collette in Hereditary, just so powerful and so unforgettable. All of this combined with unraveling the story from the perspectives of each individual character, it all works. And I'd say you wouldn't even really need to be a horror movie fan to like this film. Just the way that the story is told and the aesthetic of it, even with the creepy moments and the jump scares, I think that this would convert some people that are haters of the horror genre. So do I think this movie works? Absolutely it does. Alright, y'all, that's going to be it for today. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.